Coming up in the National Report, BTC hit with a $250,000 fine. Find out why.
Bahamas tonight, the Haitian president addresses statelessness in the country. We've got the details, so stay tuned.
And the Haitian president in town for a three-nation roundtable on immigration. The Bahamas tonight starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Every Day.
IRCA has imposed a nearly $250,000 fine against BTC over the issue of fair market access. Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley, and welcome to the ZNS Network News Live.
And I'm Candino Knowles. Well, IRCA found BTC in breach of the Communications Act by preventing fair market access to its competitors. Systems Resources Group Limited, a subsidiary of Cable Bahamas, filed a complaint against BTC, claiming that it could not sell its Indigo calling cards to some wholesalers because of an exclusivity agreement with BTC. IRCA's Director of Policy Regulation, Stephen Barreau, said the fine comes as IRCA wants to ensure consumers have the full benefit of competition in the sector.
The purpose of the fine was to ensure that conduct of this sort, which is harmful to competition, isn't repeated or doesn't take place in the market. So it's intended, obviously, to remove the incentive for operators to engage in anti-competitive behavior.
The conduct which is the subject of this adjudication is conduct which amounts to an abuse of a dominant position because it is a single branding agreement which has the effect of preventing, restricting, or distorting competition.
Now, IRCA also ordered BTC to immediately cease any behavior barring future market access to competitors by renewing its master distributors agreement and deleting the violating provision in the existing one. Within 14 days, the company must also present a new copy of the new agreement to IRCA. If BTC does not comply, there will be stiffer penalties.
Any failure by BTC to comply with IRCA's order or any part thereof may result in further fines not exceeding 10% of the operator's relevant turnover or other penalty determined by IRCA in accordance with Section 109 of the Communications Act. IRCA, as the regulator of the electronic communications sector, closely monitors the activities of all licensees in the sector to ensure and promote fair competition and to protect the interests and rights of consumers in the sector.
Also live at 7 tonight, New Providence is returning to normalcy after experiencing a series of power outages yesterday. BEC says it's working to correct the mounting challenges which left half of the island without electricity, marking the second major power failure this month. Consultants from the Power Secure company based in Florida were brought in to assess the blackout, but so far no report has been made public. Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources, the Honorable V. Alfred Gray, says, quote, Bahamians deserve better.
I hope they get the generators up and running, because 1 hour of heat when it's already hot because of nature is unbearable, and this is the worst time, in my view, for the electricity to be going out. I think the Bahamian people deserve better, and I know the chairman has a passion for the Bahamian people. And I know if he has anything to do with it, BEC's generation correctivity will take place in the shortest possible time.
Another developing story that we are following tonight, the Bahamas has 17 confirmed cases of the chikungunya virus. And according to Dr. Delon Brennan, health officials are also investigating other suspected cases.
Now, to better understand the virus, officials are also conducting surveillance activities throughout the communities. And while it's been confirmed that there have been some important cases of chikungunya, Bahamians and Bahamian residents also likely played a part in spreading the virus.
We have definitely had some imported cases of chikungunya in country, so we knew of travelers who came from other areas and brought it with them at the time. But we also know it's likely that some of our other cases are going to be people who are Bahamian citizens, Bahamian residents, who traveled to countries within the Caribbean, whether for business or for pleasure, got infected while they were there, and then brought it back home. Those people, while they may not be extremely ill, would have had some fever, may have had some joint pain, took care of themselves at home, but at the time, the mosquitoes we know are available in country, so they may have been bitten at the time, the virus was allowed to grow within the mosquito, and then the mosquito then transmitted it to someone else.
Well, also coming up live, the president of Haiti makes some serious statements on his visit to the Bahamas.
And Shawnee Miller into the Commonwealth Games 400 final. Find out if she made the medal stand. We got that coming up in ZNS Total Sports. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight live.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Shell Quality Fuels.